Hi, this is Mrs. Warner, and I am making this video in response to a question that parents and students ask me every year. At the beginning of the year, I explain to parents that we don't use a textbook. And the question and concern is, well, what do I do if I get home from school and I don't remember how to do it? Or what do I do if my child doesn't remember how to do the assignment? There's a couple things. First of all, we take notes in class, and so the notes are a good thing to reference. Most students choose to keep their notebooks in the classroom, but I encourage them often to take a picture of their notes so that they can refer to those at home. So there's the first thing. However, sometimes that's still not enough, and students are really struggling, they don't remember how to do something. Well, I want to teach you another resource and how to find help with your math when you're not at home. So ideally, I would have all the time in the world. I would create a video for every topic, but with a new baby coming, I just can't do that. And you know what? There's so much good information available online and helps for you. You just have to know how to find it. So I'm going to show you the first assignment that you're going to do this year. This is practice 1. Let me see if I can move it over a little so you can see it a little better. Let's look at just one page. There we go. So this is practice 1, and it has to do with adding integers. It's a review assignment. For most students, it's very easy, but for some students, they might not remember how to do this. I look at this, and maybe I don't remember how to do it, and what I find is I'll tell students, well, try using Google, try looking something up. And the funny thing is, when I tell students to use Google to get help with their math homework, this is what they do. They go to Google and they type in math. And they get almost nothing that's valuable out of that. It's just too vague. And so what we need to do instead is, instead of just typing in math, we need to be more specific. So let's look at the assignment and see if we can find a few clues. So a few clues is, I see the word model here, and then I see zero pairs, and I see positive and negative numbers. And I also see that we're doing some adding. So I know that this has something to do with positive and negative numbers. There's some addition down here for sure. And there's some models, and maybe it's the models that I don't understand. So I'm going to try Googling adding positive and negative numbers and see what I can find. So there's a few things to look at here. Let me change that so you can see it a little better. Gotta adjust my window so that it fits the screen that we have here. There we go. So I can just look at these. I see that there are some videos that come up. For a lot of students, what really helps is to be able to look at images. There's a number line here. That would be good if we were doing a number line assignment. I want something that kind of looks like the assignment that we're doing. Aha! So I look at this, and this looks like it has models. I've got some positives and I have some negatives. For some students, just looking at this might be enough to remind them, but I also look at this and I notice that it says YouTube. This is a YouTube video. So I can click on this link and it'll take me to a video. I don't think that my screen capture will actually pick up the won't actually pick up the video from this, but if you needed help on that, you could watch that video and get help, and it would show you kind of what this is. So on this, the positives are red and the negatives are blue. Well, on this, the positives are white and the negatives are shaded in. So that kind of gives me an idea, oh, that must be positive 8. Oh, this must be negative 6. In an argument, that's just asking you to explain why. And now they want you to draw each of these, and there's one drawn out. So here's +7 and -4, and the video goes through kind of how to do that. The next thing on this assignment is it talks about writing an equivalent addition expression for each subtraction expression. So changing the subtraction into addition. So that's a different kind of thing. So I'm going to type in a new Google search for that. So changing subtraction problem to addition, and it's already coming up to mine because I actually did this ahead of time just to see what would happen. So the first thing that comes up is this video of this lady basically teaching a math lesson, and you could totally watch that. There's several other videos here of how to change it into addition and why. I love that they teach the why. I'm going to look at the images. And I noticed that there was a really great image here. If I want to change 12 minus -6 into 18, I'm going to keep the 12, change this to be positive, and then change the sign on this, and that equals 18. And in class we talk about why, and if you wanted to know more about why, you could watch some of the videos. But there is so much help available. And what I love about this is when students are looking things up on their own, it makes it so that me, the teacher, I'm not the only source of information. They can get help when they need it. As a teacher, sometimes I will tutor students, and I will be tutoring students in math that I haven't done for years. I haven't done that level of calculus for a long time, and when I sit down with a student to tutor them in a really high level of mathematics, this is what I do. I look at what they're learning, and then I Google it, and I find a resource, and I refresh myself, and I relearn how to do it. Sometimes the hardest part of this is just knowing what to type into Google, what to look for. And so in my class, on one of the whiteboards, you're going to see a sign that looks like this. Whoops. We'll open it with this one. You're going to see a sign that says, just Google it. And as a class, we'll kind of brainstorm, if you needed help on this, what would be some good words to type into Google to get help, to find images or videos that would help you if you were stuck at home and needed more. So there are lots of resources. You're welcome to take pictures of your notes. You can use Google and find information. There's also an after-school study club every Monday through Thursday in the library from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And there are 2 teachers there, and one of them, Mr. Hill, is a math teacher. And he knows how to do every assignment that you're doing. And so there's so much help available for you that you really, unless you're just not trying at all, you really should be able to do this. And if you still need more help, then just send me an email and say, Mrs. Warner, I just am really not understanding this. What can you do for me? But I think that you get more when you try and do a little bit more on your own as well. So don't be afraid to type things into Google. There's so many good resources available. And if you have any questions, just send me an email. Thanks. Bye.